Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we're discussing the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean 600 meter in grade 5 titanium. This is the 42 millimeter diameter case. It is 16 millimeters thick. It is 48.5 millimeters lug-to-lug tip and 53.2 millimeters from end link to end link across the wrist. It has a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. We will throw this watch on my wrist, and you will find that it's a good match. Now, the timepiece would wear even better on a small wrist if it were on a strap, because then we'd just be measuring the case lug to lug. With the end links in place, the watch is suitable for a wrist of 14 centimeters circumference or larger. I think you could get away with an even smaller wrist if you were wearing it on a strap. Now, normally a watch this broad with end links would be too big for a 14 centimeter circumference wrist, but the watch is so light in titanium that I think would wear well, even if you're borderline for the size. Now, you can see it's not as thick as some later Planet Ocean, but nor is it thin. It'll fit underneath a jacket cuff, just not tight dress sleeves. It is very comfortable. Grade 5 titanium is the best of all worlds. It's lighter than steel, but is also harder, and it is more scratch resistant than steel. For some people who have nickel allergies and are particularly sensitive, this is also a better alternative to some high nickel steels like 904L. Taking a quick look at the bracelet, you can see it's a 3-link design with oval cross-section profiles, polished outer faces. The tops are satinated. The links are staggered in size and alignment. And then we have a screw-fixed removable links, which is always nice to see. You can see there's a half link built in. And then internally, we have a fold-out diving extension. And if you look carefully, you can see little spring-loaded ceramic pin snaps have been used because the titanium cannot wear down those pin snaps. This will remain a tight and snappy closure into the future. It is a twin trigger release. You must press both to open it. You can see that the clasp externally has polished highlights as well as satin, and the engraving remains quite deep. This watch has been minimally, if ever, refinished based on its condition. You can see lyre-style lugs. We have both that inward and outward twist and bevel. That's what a lyre-style lug is. The outward bevel is polished. The mid-case is longitudinally satinated. The inner bevel is satinated. We have not quite a traditional crown guard, but we have shear guards where the crown, which is a screw down, is sort of sunken into the profile of the case to provide protection against impact. It is a 600-meter diver. It does have a helium escape valve, so if you're a saturation diver, you open this before your dive, and then when the interior pressure exceeds exterior pressure by 2 to 3 bar, the valve opens internally and it releases any helium gas that might have entered your watch. This avoids blowing out the crystal and the seals. We have a bezel with a sharp knurling on the side. You can see it alternates between satin interiors and polished outer faces. It is a crisp, somewhat gritty, and very mechanical feeling 120 click unidirectional rotating dive bezel. We have a ceramic insert for scratch resistance. We'll do a loom shot right here. And as you can see, the minute hand and the bezel pearl are green, so you can quickly read them relative to each other and time your dive or your work in the dark at a glance. Also note the seconds hand is loomed. Every dive watch should have this, but not every dive watch does. The indices, the logo, and the numerals, as well as the hands, are rhodium-plated white gold for stability over time. It won't tarnish or oxidize. The dial base is blue lacquer, and then you can see we have a silver on black date disc. Now, the watch does include a hacking function. It also has a time zone function, so while the watch is ticking, I can change my time zone. I can even drive the date forward or backwards if I'm traveling east or west across the date line. So I have those two functions, the time zone and the hacking. Now I turn the watch over, and I have the caliber 8500. Caliber 8500 was a monumental landmark for Omega. The first coaxial from the base plate up, clean sheet coaxial design to reach the mass market in Omega's watches. It realized all the potential that George Daniels envisioned for the escapement when he first envisioned it in 1974. Remember, Omega adopted it on modified ETA calibers back in 1999. This movement came out in the mid-2000s, 2007, I believe, was the year this came out, and it is a purpose-built coaxial. It is durable, it is accurate, it has long intervals between services, 2 mainspring barrels for an even torque release, so it doesn't have big surges of amplitude or drops in amplitude over its runtime. Its total power reserve is 60 hours. It beats away at 25,200 vibrations per hour, which is a rate specific to silicon hairsprings within this watch group, and this has a silicon anti-magnetic hairspring. It also has a full balance bridge and a free-sprung balance for greater shock tolerance and precise adjustment. It is a COSC certified Swiss chronometer. All of that, and it has these handsome arabesque Côte de Genève spirals across its surfaces. It has both polished and blackened screws, and it pivots on 39 jewels. It is an accurate and tough movement. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.